Well, Miss Arnold has arrived, so you know, this is wonderful that we're doing this. And Tichina Arnold and I have been friends for longer than I am gonna say today.
A month of Sundays, a long time.
But of course, you all know her. She's without doubt a multi-hyphenate. You know, I mean, she can sing, she can dance, she can act. There's nothing in this space that she cannot and has not done. We met when she was on Martin, and of course,
well, that's a long time ago.
That she's gone on to probably have more, probably star. I think a person would be hard pressed to find another actress who has occupied lead roles in as many TV series, successful ones at that, that Tichina has. And of course, now she's currently on The Neighborhood, which is on CBS.
One of my favorite shows.
Oh, yay! That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm
record that every night. Every Monday night.
I still watch it.
Oh, you know, it's simple
she's got-
comedy. It's good old simple comedy. Back to the old days, you know, just simple, just to the point, and just like how times used to be, kind of.
Uh-huh.
So, folks, we're going to go ahead and get started. We'll start off. I don't know if on my screen I'm seeing it the same way you guys, but I see to my left, I see Carla.
Hi, Carla. Listen, I have to apologize to you on the red carpet. You know what happened? I was like, girl, I have to go. I got to go. Because you know.
I understand, and I knew I would see you sooner than later, so it's all
yeah.
Carla's in Los Angeles. We have Emmanuel in
Hi,
Chicago.
Emmanuel.
How you doing?
Albert in Florida. Kim in
Hello.
Atlanta.
Hi, Albert.
Hello.
Sharonda in Atlanta.
I don't see
And-
who? Sharonda?
Sharonda.
I don't see Sharonda.
There's a blue arrow at the top of the screen.
Oh, I gotta slide over. Okay. How you doing, girl? Hi, Sharonda.
How are you?
I'm good. Okay, I see Rhonda.
We have
Hey.
Katia Woods in Philadelphia.
Hi, Tatia Woods in Philadelphia.
Hi, Tichina, how are
and-
you?
How you doing?
I'm good.
And we have Reginald Pounder in Chicago.
Hi, Reginald Pounder in Chicago.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Chi-town, my town. I love Chi-town.
Hey, Reggie.
Well, it's a native over here. Roger.
Oh, okay.
South side all day.
Okay.
And
Hi,
of course, this universe is all being run and managed by Mr. Ed Adams.
Hello, Ed Adams. Thank you.
Hey there.
We are getting used to this digital world.
Yeah, forcing us to do that, unfortunately.
We're going to be here for a minute.
Change is good.
Yeah.
Change is good. It's what you make of it. But Gil, I
Yes,
love you,
ma'am.
and I'm so proud of you. So you know I will always support you. So I'm happy to be the first of this.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's start. I don't know. The person I see to my left is Emmanuel. And then we're going to go around robin like we discussed in the best practice email that I sent to you. So Emmanuel, you can start off things.
All right. First of all, Ms. Arnold, thank you so much for joining us. This is really a pleasure because I've been a fan of yours for the longest. So first of all, thank you.
Don't be talking to me in that deep, sexy voice, Emmanuel. Don't be talking to me like that.
You know,
Hell, going on around here. Did y'all hear his voice?
look, that's my quarantine voice. So you know that's all that is. Don't pay too much mind. So my first question for you, and I'll just give you the easy, nice one to start off. First of all, I saw you in Clover. Excellent, great performance as usual.
Thank you.
Really impressed by it. What I have a question for you about is the main event. Can you talk to us about, what it's about, what your role is, and, just what brought you to that project?
Okay, well, the main event, I got the opportunity to be offered the role, which is always wonderful being a Black actress in Hollywood to be offered roles. And not only was I offered the role, but I was offered the role that was written for a Black female. Yes. So we got two things that were just a wonderful thing that happened prior to me taking on the role. I took on this role because I didn't have a relationship with Netflix. So my sister, who is also my manager, she's like, Tichina, I think this would be a wonderful opportunity for us to, you know, really like create a open door with Netflix. So by taking the role, I was a little apprehensive because the name of the role was Grandma. I'm like, oh my God. Here I am, like, I've been a mother. You know, once you play a mother, you're always a mother. So I knew once I took the role on Everybody Hates Chris as a mother, I would always be a mother. And then I was like, damn, now I'm a grandma? Like, this is going too fast. Like, this is moving too fast. I don't know about this. But what I loved about this film was it mixed a world that I used to be in. And that's that back then it was called WWF, but now it's called WWE. Saturday mornings, my sister and I, we used to watch, sorry, I'm putting my fan on. I have hot flashes, y'all. Hold on. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hold on. Okay. Woo! Here we go. Back in the day, I used to watch WWF with my sister. So when I heard that Netflix was teaming up with WWE, I'm like, wow, this is kind of unprecedented. This is new. This is like the first of its kind.
Right.
As we are talking for AAFCA, you know, for the first time on our virtual, you know, interview thingy, whatever you call it. What do you call this? Virtual something.
Virtual press junket.
Virtual press junket. So I really wanted to play the role then because it was the only of its kind at the time. And you have two companies that are marrying each other. You know, WWE and Netflix getting together. And I kind of looked at this film like almost like a Marvel series, the way it was written, the way it was conveyed to me via the black and white. I'm like, wow, this is kind of cool. And as you know, or may know, I don't take any role. Like I've been where I didn't have two pennies to rub together and I still turn down roles. Just because something is offered doesn't mean that you're supposed to do it. But I said, this is a wonderful time for me to do a family film. This is a family film. This is a film that I can watch with my daughter. And that's kind of how I always choose my roles. I'm like, if my daughter can't watch it, I'm not doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
I love the premise of it. I love the fact that it's kind of fantasy, but not, because it's kind of reality mixed with fantasy. You know, a little boy who's my grandson finds a magical mask that makes his dreams come true. Right. So I love the fact that it was just about hope. It's about, you know, children still and adults holding on to their childhood and kind of because I'm a grandmother, I'm not really the old time grandma. I'm the new age grandma. I remember I had friends of mine that had kids when they were 15 and 16 years old. So you have a lot of young grandmas these days. You have a lot of aunties. You have a lot of people that are in positions of matriarchs, but they're still young. So that's why I said, okay, well, let me give this role a shot. And I had so much fun. I had a lot of fun. I think Jay Cowris, the director, he was just so sensitive to what I wanted to, you know, how I wanted to convey the role, because the little boy, he's what do we call it? Mixed race?
Yes.
What's the
Biracial.
Biracial. Okay, you know, you got to ask. I don't want to say anything incorrect.
Right.
But I love the fact that Jay Cowris did not focus on his daddy being white. That's not the focus of it's never mentioned. We don't talk about it. We go on with the movie as if that's what it is, because you do have a lot of biracial products from which are our new set of kids that, you know, we have a lot of biracial children. So I was like, wow, this movie is gonna really, it hits on a lot of different areas of life that I'm very interested in, and I'm very, I think should be, talked about. I think should be seen, should be heard. So it was a lot of things that made me choose this role. So I'm really, really, I'm very happy about it. Very happy that I chose it.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
This is Al McGee with Your Entertainment Ticket. I'm here in Miami, in Florida, where in the movie Clover, why did you choose that role? Because it's a comedy, but it's about these two stupid guys, and they get you in trouble. So why did you choose that role?
She was a badass role. I hadn't done a role where I could be a gun-toting badass.
Right.
And I love, Johnny Abrams, I met Johnny Abrams. This was his baby. And I knew Johnny way back in the day from New York. So when they told me about this movie, Clover, I was like, wow, okay. So I get to be the only Black woman in the movie with these crazy ass white boys.
Right.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll do it.
That's fine.
Because the backstory on Clover was, I didn't have a whole lot of commitment into having to be there because I'm in the beginning, middle, and the end, which was kind of cool. So I didn't have to be away from my daughter a long time, and I was able to fit it in my schedule. But on top of it, this movie shows that they had to depend upon a Black woman. Basically, I kind of saved the day at the end of the movie.
Exactly.
That was kind of badass. I like that.
Right.
Because Black women, we always save the day.
I know. Well, one more question about Survivor's Remorse. Did you like the way they ended that series? It was a great series, and you were wonderful in that. So I always wanted to ask you that question. Did you like the way they ended it?
No actor will ever tell you that he likes when the job ends. Of course I didn't like it. I was praying. Like Survivor's Remorse was one of those projects that I had so much fun doing. I learned so much doing it. And just being with the rest of the cast and the crew. I think it ended too soon.
Right.
But unfortunately, there are things that are out of our control. And
Right.
corporate America has to do with a lot of that. So unfortunately, no, I did not like the way Survivor's Remorse ended, but we ended the best way we could. Every writer, every producer, every executive producer has a hope of coming back, but when you don't come back, then what happens? I mean, the same thing happened on Everybody Hates Chris. We did 4 seasons. We could have did 6 seasons on that show, but guess what?
Every last one of them.
Yeah. You can't, sometimes you can't, the powers that be, they control, push that
Right.
button, you're out of here.
Thank you.
Sheaun, I want to ask you a question. This is Reggie Ponder coming out of Chicago,
Hey,
Buffalo
Reggie.
Radio.
Oh, there you go. Hey.
Yeah.
We met before. How you doing, Reggie?
Yeah, and one of the things that I sense from seeing you and talking to you is fun. And one of the things that I like about fun is dance. And a lot of people don't know that you like to get yourself into a little dance situation. Talk about the times in which on screen you either improvise to make sure you put dance in there or that you were in dance, because as you know, D Nice has been getting it on lately. So I've been in there trying to get it on too. So can you talk a little bit about that?
I think what got me into dancing, see, I thought I could dance. Back in the day, I used to think I could dance. And I lied. I had an audition. And it was for a particular project, and it had dancing in it. So back in the day, being a native New Yorker, you just want the audition. You just want to get in the room. You don't give a damn about anything else. You like, just give me the room and I'll handle it. I got it. So I lied on my resume and said that I was a dancer. Well, honey, I got in that room and they were doing pirouettes and they were doing 6 o'clocks and all of that stuff. And I kindly did this.
Oh, no.
I backed out of that room so quick. And that's when I stopped lying. That was the last lie I told. So then I changed my resume to actress who moves well.